Should be good. I have to copy the link. Well, let's find the link. My channel is. This is it. This is as boring as it can be, as it can get. Boring market. No, for good. Sleep. Okay. Okay, so today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow there's some important Germany news. EFO business climate. In Germany, the EFO Business Climate Index measures entrepreneurs' sentiment about certain business situation and their expectation for the next 6 months. The survey is made by phone and covers 9,000 firms in manufacturing, the service sector, trade, and construction. The business climate balance is constructed as difference between the percentage share of executives that are optimistic and the share that are pessimistic. This balance can take values between -100 and responding firms assess the situation as poor as expect business to deteriorate, and +100. All responding firms assessed the situation as good and expect an improvement in their business. The calculation of the IFO Business Climate Index, the balance is normalized to the average of base year. Never mind. Okay, I've been scanning some markets on my own, just like 15 minutes before starting this. And I just thought, okay, if I'm doing this, then why not record it? Well, let's start by reviewing my previous trades. That's always a good idea. Okay, if I remember correctly, I had GBP USD on Wednesday, January 10th, or perhaps something. Wait, I have a message. Okay. NZD-USD, what was it? One trade was good, another wasn't that good. So, as you can see, AUD-USD played out quite as I expected, which is fantastic, to be honest. Fantastic news, really fantastic success. I should be shaking my own hand when I'm doing that. So, as you can see, this is a very basic setup. 1 hour, 4 hour, it was simply failed 61.8 and then a quite good retracement from there, 61.8. So if you flip it, you can see that there was a nice 61.8. And this is the only reason I took it. Not because there was a good 61.8, but also because it was for me like a confluence that there was something to be expected. Similar situation, if I'm not wrong. Look, was on NZD/USD. I also wanted to short it, but my entry was simply not perfect. This was a lot better entry, you know, on AUD/USD. So in hindsight, I should be perhaps more patient with entry, because I could not. Sure. Look, time also plays a very important role in trading. You have to have time. If you don't have time, it means you don't have money. It doesn't matter how much money you have, because when you don't have time, money is not going to be fun for you. I don't have either time nor money. But in terms of trading, I do have a little bit time and patience, because I try to study markets even if I'm feeling really tired. So over there, if you measure that, it wasn't a perfect fib. It was very immature. And if you saw this kind of retracement, like this kind of structure, when it breaks very quickly, and it struggles to keep that high, and then it breaks again, so it creates already a downtrend. But it doesn't matter really until you have this place, like the whole move. You measure whole move and then take the retracement 61.8. If it goes below 61.8, it means that it is going to most likely fall down. And this is where it worked. My mistake over there was to simply I was oversimplifying things, you know, because I saw a nice fib in reverse direction, so in my direction. And then I thought, okay, once we have this fib, it means, okay, this is it. But with this market structure, I probably should be setting stop loss to the last swing high, and then I wouldn't be stopped out. And as you can see, I was aiming towards 1.8 risk to reward ratio. Let's take the same trade. So it would be 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, what I wanted to do here, but it could go as well over there. And the next move like this is going to happen probably in a few weeks. So trading is really a game of patience. 7 months. No. Okay. 2 months. 2 months. Okay. Okay. I stopped looking at volume profile. Yeah, these are some huge moves. So those plays are not obvious, and you really have to have lots of patience. So initially I was right about it, and of course I took also German 40, and German 40 is wasn't that successful. So the market produced some kind of retracement, but it did not respect that. Instead, the price action started to consolidate a little bit. And as I remember, if I remember correctly, I was doing this trade from 15-minute time frame. But the market structure on the lower time frames, lower than 1 hour, can become a little bit confusing. So we only should be looking for additional biases once we have a bias from a higher time frames. But right now, as I see the German 40, what can be there? What can be seen there? So first of all, failed 61.8, failed retracement 61.8, right? And after that, a consolidation around 29.2. Okay, I can remember why I was confident enough to take this short. It was probably due to this 29.2 level, which is not a FIB level, it's my own level. I could make it FIB probably, but it's not that important to be that accurate. So 29.2, and right now the price consolidated around this area, right? It did not reach higher highs. In my opinion, we are going to fall down. Why? Because of this FIB, because of its failed, because the price has already broke the perfection, like broke the purity of the FIB. It's not pure anymore. So expecting market to go high after that is not something obvious. but also expecting it to fall down is not obvious, as you could see, because I failed over there. But if I made my stop loss wider, of course it would be probably after some time profitable. But this is not like, I do not have millions to trade. I'm just trading small lot sizes, really. I'm doing this for education, for fun. And also to have a feel of the market. So this would be a second opportunity to short the market. We could use the principle of like 5 waves, counting to 5. But what is there to count? Like 1, 2, 3 impulses, perhaps, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, one prolonged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're counting the Elliott waves right now. 1 prolonged. 1, 2, 3. Four, and there's yet another wave. It should consolidate a little bit more, and then probably it's going to fall down. Probably. No, cannot be sure about it. But I saw a market. Which one was it? Oh, Nasdaq. Yes. Okay, this is a good opportunity for something, at least. Cannot really say what it is. Perhaps a good opportunity to waste some money, to gamble a little bit. And you could see that on 4 hour there is no way to enter this trade, because there's no candle in opposite direction. Let's look on a daily. On a daily, it still has some time to print. 7 hours, 8 hours. It has to print according to perhaps London session, oh no, Tokyo session, some different session, not a German session, not according to the Central European time zone. If daily candles still has 7 more hours to be closed, then I would be glad to see like 8-hour candle. This candle should touch 61.8, and then it should react back. And only then this could be some setup. But seeing this kind of market structure, to be quite honest with you, and this huge gap, over there, which was filled over there. And then you have another gap. But this is a fair value gap. So the market should be perhaps, pending order over there. Pending order. Longing the Nasdaq. Damn, it doesn't feel right. Look, a big volume on this candle, almost 600k, 200k, a big volume. Perhaps we're gonna even see price touching this candle again, or at least this week. Wick. So again, this wick is combined with this fair value gap. Most definitely we're gonna see price action in this place. So it still has some room to fall lower. It has to do that. So I guess the best way would be to wait. But sometimes it's better to just make mistakes and enter and lose some capital with risk management on the back of your head. Sometimes it's better to make a move and lose some friendships. Yeah. I'm not friends with Nasdaq anymore. Yeah. S&P 500. US tech, S&P 500, US tech, S&P 500, US tech. Nothing I can see. Okay, let's scan the market quickly, the Forex market. Let's just forget about indices and precious metals and that stuff. Okay, GBP USD. I entered and it got me stopped out by the wick because I was. What was the reason I got stopped out? Because the market was not polite to me. Sometimes the market is not polite because you see, what could be done differently? A perfect fib 61.8, engulfing candle on a 4 hour. Just enter and be happy. But instead, it had to it had to take my stop loss. This is so usual. When the trades like this happen, then I always wonder about my greediness. Should I be risking more? Why I'm not risking more? Because I'm greedy, or because I want to be safe, because I want to, have a good risk management. I don't want to increase my lot sizes, unfortunately or necessarily. But what was the reason I wanted to short it anyway? The reason for that was this distorted fib. This is important, very important stuff. Distorted fib reaction from 29.2, and then again you have some perfect fibs that might make you think, okay, this is going to go up. And so some guys did thought that. I know even my mentors, they thought, okay, perhaps longing GBP USD might be a good idea, but not me. I wanted to long it over there, and I did. No, short it. I wanted to short it initially, like from the beginning. Seeing that thing, seeing this price action below 61.8. I wanted to short it right there. No, and I took a profit probably. Yes, I took a profit. Oh, I remember. This is a trade I moved my stop loss to a profitable place, and then it got stopped out over there. So it technically killed my trade, because when I take a trade which is below 1-to-1 risk reward, so a negative risk reward, then it doesn't count as a trade for my broker, for my founded account broker. And the only reason I'm still into trading is because of the founded account. It does work on me like a carrot, like stick in the carrot. So basically, all the trades that I had on my mind. So basically, USD pairs worked in my favor, not because I studied the news impact, no, not because of that, just because of the market structure, just because of the failed 61.8. My goal is not to be the guy who has to know every single news, to study the meaning of those news, to be the guy who follows Trump on Truth Social, which I did. I created account on Truth Social lately, and I followed Trump. But no, I don't want to be that guy who does this. And I hope my energy is contagious, because this is perhaps some heavy energy that I have right now. Yeah. Okay. For 1 GBP USD, we get less dollars, which means the dollar has strengthened. Yes. A good bet. The dollar has strengthened. So basically, Trump said something or did something. What happened with Wix? Again, some spikes on Wix. So my YouTube algorithm is feeding me a bullshit like never before. Like I'm missing the life opportunity of time if you don't jump into AI fully without any reservations. You're gonna miss the opportunity of your life. Technocrats, Elon Musk, evil people. It's rich versus poor. Okay, basically, GBP, JPY. Some people wanted to long it, if I'm not wrong. JPY behaves very differently, strangely, and especially this pair and like it has some patterns. And look, I saw a head and shoulders over there, and it worked out, but with some delay. So head and shoulder pattern, and some wedge, I would say. But so what? So what? And some wedge, yeah. So what? 61.8. It was like calling it up. It is a trade that perhaps could work out only on this pair, because on other pairs it doesn't work out. So you had a fib between 50 and 61.8, another fib, another 61.8, but flattened, and another like another, even not a fib, because it was like, yeah, it tried to be a fib, but instead it was a series of fibs, lower fibs, like pointing to the weakening market structure, just like my energy. Just like my energy today. And then finally, if you were patient enough, then if you could wait 9 days staring at the chart, 9 days, in full anticipation mode, 9 days, then finally, on 11 in the morning, Wednesday, you could enter. Was there some confirmation to enter? Well, let's study that a little bit. Where was this wedge? Okay, this is the wedge that we are looking at, right? On the 15 minutes. Remember, I said Wednesday 11 in the morning. Like for the real campers, if you would like to camp like a sniper, then you probably seeing that you would okay, see, okay, this is some kind of cup and handle pattern, and oh no, but this was untradeable to me. I would say, to me, untradeable on 1 hour. Untradeable. No, let's not even dive into that. And what now on GBP JPY? Distort 61.8. Very very choppy market structure. Nothing that I would be interested of. GBP ended the. So I was expecting this to kind of repeat this M figure, but it didn't. And right now, if anything, then 15 minutes. I'm trying to trade it on 15 minutes, because otherwise we are on the moon, right? On the moon currently. almost no reference, just the previous market structure. But you're gonna need some retracement. Probably sounding like Jordan Peterson. Probably crying. Just saying, talking and crying. My cats are crying as well. GBP cat. So GBP cat has better structure than GBP NZD. It is such that I might probably even want to risk a short down there, but I would not really feel very secure about it. GBP USD. For now, let's just forget about it. UK 100. I remember. Look, basically, I had fantastic trade to take. I haven't took it. I just posted it on the forum on Discord, the Brutus Discord, but I haven't took it. So this should go away. And as you can see, it consolidated a while. Just 2 days, just not even 1.5 day. Consolidated a while and then it went where it should. So UK 100 have to mark it up because it does respect my favorite retracement level, 29.2. But no, this is also funny because you have the 61.8, right? So it was tricky. That's why I haven't took it. Only reason I haven't took it. GBP No. You know this feeling when you see a new person and you simply say no, no to this person, right? No, I don't like you. I don't like you. No, I know because a lot of people have this sentiment towards me. Yeah, cry. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. But today professor said something very interesting. He said that when people find themselves close to burnout, they tend to do really crazy stuff, like being very unpolite towards someone without a significant reason, like trying to abuse someone in some way. If I did that to anyone, anybody, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't. But I have a feeling that most of people that I was dealing with in my previous job, they were already experiencing burnouts, but they could not just free themselves. They weren't capable of doing that. They would appreciate doing it, but they was just simply trapped by financial situation or God knows what. Okay, look at this. Nothing. The only thing I see is a failed fib. Not if we take it from there. Okay, I have to go to sleep. And just a moment, please. Cat, I'm sorry. I wanted to just catch my cat and do some crazy stuff with it. Just put the protection on its head so it doesn't scratch itself, or she doesn't scratch herself. DXY, but she's conscious about it. She doesn't want to wear it, but should be conscious about scratching herself as too. CHF JPY. Whoa, this is some different price action from what it used to be before. And look, this is some crazy stuff. Crazy confirmation to my theory about 29.2 and also 61.8. Very vivid example of that. So you have two confluences, and it worked fantastically in the case of CHF JPY. The only thing I would not be happy about is this heavy market structure, but some call it a morning star. No, how do they call it? Like a half moon? Yes, something like that. Half moon, when the price simply drops like hell. The Japanese call it half moon. No offense to Japanese, because they might call it differently. Not specialist yet about all this, techniques, patterns. I should be studying more. No, as I said, I wanted to study more my trading journal and not just create the current one, which is also a learn process. But I guess I could simply take more knowledge from my previous trades as well. Cat JPY, nothing which is. Look, NZD USD, all USD pairs did similar thing. So we get less NZD for USD, or like we get less dollars for NZD. So the dollar got strengthened. And as well, as you can see, signs everywhere. Signs. Look for the signs. Sign is that this was like below 61.8 fib, right? You didn't have to anticipate Trump saying something negative about dollar. Even if Trump said, please drop the dollar is going to collapse, I think it still would go it still would go down. So we're gonna get less dollars from NZUSD just because of this FIB, just because of this technical insight. That is very important. I feel like a professor of some kind, studying the markets. Technical professor. That would be nice. That could be my highest achievement in life, my highest goal. Wanting to be professor, trading professor. But the thing about professors, oh, I shouldn't be probably. No, I want to be a practicant, not a just living constantly in theory. USD, as you said, as you saw. Euro pairs. Let's just quickly flip all the charts, go through the charts. So for €1, we're gonna get less dollars because the dollar is strengthening and the euro is weakening. And in the case of euro, this is strange because in the case of euro, it was a perfect 61.8, and only imperfection was over there. But still it dropped, just like the other pairs. JPY, USD JPY. Is there a pair like that? Yes, I have to see it. Okay, so for one USD, we're gonna get more JPY. So the correlation is also right. USD grows, so this trading pair value goes higher, which means we're gonna get more JPY for the same amount of USD. But in the case of euro, I need to see the JPY index. To be honest, I need to see it right now, and I need to move it to the USD JPY pair or Euro JPY. Okay, so simply, I don't know how this is calculated, If you know, just let me know. If you don't know, don't let me know. Nobody watches it, so anyway, nobody's gonna let me know. I have to be self-sufficient. I have to study this for myself if I ever want. So this index has some value, as you can see, 61.9 right now, and it's probably calculated in comparison to US dollar anyways, because this is a global currency. So basically, I don't understand this chart, so I'm not gonna produce any nonsense. EuroCAD. For the EuroCAD, there's something to be marked. Euro CHF. Look, I measured the FIB. For €1 we're gonna get more CHF for €1, which is super weird. For €1 we're gonna, so if euro is as strong as CHF, then it is really strange. But you know, for that to happen, there's still some way. No, this is not going in this direction, right? But there was a time in 2021 when you could get more CHF for €1. And look, if you bought at CHF, if you did exchange, currency exchange, if you were a German, if you had €1 million and you just switched all to CHF, and then you wanted to buy back the euro, then you have lost many thousands of euros. So basically, against the euro, Swiss franc is not holding value anymore, which is weird, to say at least. By force, the Swiss franc is the strongest. It's the safest haven of safe haven, but it's not. We are clearly in a downtrend in the daily. I got biased now, you know. Looking at the daily, I got a bias. I got emotional about this pair. Okay. Euro GBP. Nothing. Euro NZD, Euro UD. No, I have to go to sleep. Really, I have to go to sleep. Perhaps tomorrow, you know, when I see some engulfing candles, then I'm gonna enter. But other than that, thank you for watching. See you in the next market analysis. Thank you.